My phone cut off on me again. But as I was saying, my nurses were really awesome. And so were my doctors. They helped me out so much. Like, I, I'm gonna send in, like, a thank you card. They were so awesome. But yeah, they finally calmed me down and told me I would get used to it. The next day, the next 2 days are a blur. I know I couldn't sleep well because of it and asked for pain meds every 2 hours because of it. They tried to put potassium through my IV 3 times, and every time it burned my whole arm. So that's why, um, I think that's why my IV was right here, but there was like a knot here. It's still kind of there for about a week from the time I got home till now. There's been a big knot and it's hurt so bad, like, yeah, and I've got like bruises there, bruises all on my stomach because they had to give me shots in my stomach like every 4 hours so that I wouldn't get blood clots because I couldn't get up a lot. So, yeah, and they tried to put potassium through my IV 3 times, and every time it burned like hell. My grandparents brought me flowers and came to visit me, and my mom and Rashad and Juniper. The third day of having the NG tube, I started freaking out and screaming for them to take it out again. I don't know why that happened. My mom helped me remember that, but like I don't know how that happened. I started like having a panic attack because I didn't want it in anymore. I started screaming, "Take this out!" So like those people rushing in saying what's wrong, I was just like, you need to take this out. And my mom was like, y'all need to give her something because she's going to rip out that tube. So yeah, I didn't even barely remember that. So they gave me some Ativan, and I walked the halls with my mom a few times after that, and I got to walk with Rashawn and Juniper. Um, and then I got to walk on this like little roof patio thing, like right outside my room. It was really nice. I I felt really taken care of there, and it was nice. Given the circumstances, it was the best it could have been. So yeah, like my nurses and doctors were amazing. Um, Finally, my doctor said they were gonna take it out one evening, and I was so happy. And then they gave me a clear liquid diet, and then soft foods, and I finally had a bowel movement, and I kept everything down, and they're like, everything's looking good. And so I was there a total of 5 days, yeah, including the night that it happened. So I came in um, at 6 Friday evening, and at like 9 I got to go home because they told me I was fine. And then at about 10:30, 11, I ended up calling the ambulance and they took me back. And that's like what took forever when they were like waiting on the CT scan to come back. And then after that, I didn't sleep at all that night. So at like 7 that next morning, they brought me up to a room for me upstairs in the hospital. And yeah, I was there 5 days. And they told me UVA would call me about an appointment so they could be 100% sure I don't need surgery. They're like 90% sure I don't, as long as it doesn't like happen again. And I still get really crampy after dinner every day. This was a couple days ago. So I figured out that if I don't eat